Have you ever watched a show when you were younger and noticed that as you got older, you would still keep coming back to it? Shows like SpongeBob, Adventure Time, and Avatar? While these three shows are incredibly popular, there's another show that actually had a similar effect on me. That series is the 2003 Clone Wars micro series. Now, I'm sure if you were watching this video, you're probably already familiar with the 2008 Clone Wars series, and I'm sure that there are some of you who also remember the Clone Wars series that I'm talking about. This series was much shorter than the series that came after it, but just because it didn't get 7 seasons like the 2008 Clone Wars doesn't make it any worse. I don't remember the first time I watched this, but I remember going to the library so I could rent both volumes. I might have been 7 or maybe 8 at the time. For the few of you who are not aware of this series, I'll give you some context. This show was released between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith and depicted the ongoing Clone Wars. Just like the 2008 series, you would see the conflict between the Republic and the Separatists. Meanwhile, you would also see what characters from the movies were up to. There's more to it than that, obviously, but that's pretty much what you should know. The first thing I want to talk about in this show, and one of my favorite things about it, is that it is super action-packed and does not have that much dialogue in it. It makes the show feel unique, to say the least. Like, for example, in the first volume of the show, we are shown the Battle of Munilist. However, the clones aren't talking that much. Instead, they're shown to use hand signals to communicate as a team. The way I look at it, not everything has to be explained in detail. You should let the characters' actions speak for themselves. Why do you think so many people were pissed when Vader's infamous "no" was added in the special edition of Return of the Jedi? You already can tell what is going on through his head. The audience does not want to be handheld during scenes like this. They want to use existing context to put the pieces together when trying to figure out what a character is thinking. It's like the famous saying, actions speak louder than words. The next thing I want to talk about is the battles. Just thinking about the 2003 Clone Wars battles makes me happier. The battles that are portrayed in this show are so over the top and crazy, and it feels like there is really an ongoing war, which is what I want to see. It is just so high energy and in your face, and because of that, it stays with you after watching it. The next thing I want to talk about is Anakin. Now, in this show, the character acts closer to how he is in episodes 2 and 3. It's no surprise that Anakin acts a bit, well, different in the 2008 Clone Wars. Nowadays, people have come up with explanations that make sense, but let's be real for a second. The 2003 Clone Wars absolutely nailed how Anakin acts in Episode 2, and I'm not saying he was bad in the 2008 series or anything. There's foreshadowing of him becoming Vader, and you can see the rage that he has inside of him. Obi-Wan is also in this show, and is just like how he is in the prequels. Grievous is also in this show, and he is completely different in this compared to the 2008 series. He's shown to fight a few Jedi at once, and they actually have to call on ARC troopers to help them. So yeah, pretty different from how he's portrayed in the 2008 series. You also see how he gets his iconic cough in this show, where Windu uses the Force to crush the area his lungs are at. Another character that plays a big role in this is Dirge. Dirge also has appearances in other expanded universe content like the comics. He's an alien who works for the Separatists and is able to radically alter his body shape. He leads a bunch of droids to charge against a group of clones, and the scene is absolutely insane. He and Obi-Wan eventually 1v1 each other. He doesn't actually meet his end in the show, which is expanded upon in one of the EU comics I mentioned earlier. The music in the show is also amazing. I can't put my finger on it, but something about it just hits different. Ventress is also a part of this show, but is not as developed as much as she was in the 2008 Clone Wars series. In this series, she works with Dooku and eventually has a duel with Anakin on Yavin 4. The duel is crazy and ends with Anakin being victorious. The space battles are also phenomenal in this, and this is one of my favorite parts of the whole project. Another thing that makes the series awesome is how it ends with the Battle of Coruscant. It shows what was going on right before Revenge of the Sith started. There are also some smaller details in the show that I like, such as how the explosions have this reddish color to them, and it makes them really pop out. In conclusion, if you haven't seen the 2003 Clone Wars yet, you are seriously missing out on some fantastic Clone Wars content. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Does the 2003 Clone Wars series hold up nowadays, or not? Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and also if there's certain stuff you would like me to make a video on in the future. Thanks for watching this, and may the Force be with you.